Okie dokie, welcome back to another episode of Chops du Jour. Today I have with me Justin Dickens from JAD Speckle Park and Angus Stud. How you going, Justin? How do you go with hot sauces?
Well, I don't think I've played this game before, but I like them, but I don't know whether they like me.
Well, fantastic. And I believe that these chops are sourced locally. So boys, please bring them out.
Oh, look at that.
Now, Justin, tell me about these chops.
Well, they're Mim Jack chops, our two boys, Jack and Mitchell. Come in here a bit closer. There we go, so everyone can see you. These are the boys' chops from their Hampshire Down stud, which they've started, and yeah, it's a great story. They're interested in their livestock, so they've got a little sheep stud, and these are the Hampshire chops. So.
Fantastic, thanks, boys. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Cheers.
Let's do it. Cheers.
So tell me about JAD. What does it stand for and why did you choose Speckle Park?
JAD is pretty simple really, it's Justin and Amy Dickens. So that's how it became. It was what we named our company when we started agriculture. And when we started our startup, our business was recognised as JAD Agriculture, so it was a bit, we couldn't really do anything else but call the stud JAD. So yeah, Speckle Park, why? We'd traded a lot of cattle and they were the breed that came through as ticking the most boxes we saw in what a breed needed to do in the future. So the rest is history, so yeah.
Fantastic. Well, let's get stuck in.
Holy smokes.
This is the next one. And the first two and the last one are actually Australian. So,
really?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Now, being a stud in the past decade, what has been your biggest achievement and what is one bull that you are particularly proud of?
Probably the biggest achievement was our fourth sale. It was the second one here in our new facility here at home, but it was a phenomenal day. I'll never forget it. You know, far succeeded expectations, and you know, to gross 1.7 million in our fourth year was
Wow.
quite extraordinary. It still is the highest gross in Speckle Park sale in history. And as far as a bull, I'd have to say that our resident sire here now, JAD, the Marshall, he's the epitome of what we've been trying to do and ticking all the boxes so far. He's still a relatively young bull, but love his progeny, love him. He looks like he's going to stand up and last. And so yeah, I mean that's where it's at the minute. Yeah.
This one's from Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, so we're stepping over a bit of water, right?
Yeah.
This one. A bit of a bite to it, doesn't it?
It's got
Nice, but-
it's got a second level too,
Does it?
a second gear.
Maybe we should wash that down a bit deeper. Pain in the hole.
Pain in the hole.
Beautiful.
You've spent your whole life in the country, in the outback, in the bush, whatever. How did your career start and what got you to here?
I grew up in agriculture, always lived on farm. Originally, when I was a little fella, we were Wanari. Mum and Dad moved down to manage country at Cooler, 3 kids, and we just followed along. So every day was a day on the farm. I had a real strong passion for agriculture, particularly livestock. It just progressed. When I left school, I remember Dad lining me up and said, "What do you want to do, son?" And I said, "Oh, I hadn't sort of thought about it, Dad. I just finished my HSC," and he said, "One thing I can tell you you're not doing," he said, "that's staying here, so you better work it out." So he showed me the door and I said, "Well, I want to be in agriculture." And he said, "Well, I've done it all my life." And he said, "If you want to do it, you want to be bloody good at it," because he said it hasn't really done too much for me. But anyway, that's what I chose, and away I went Jackaroo, and I went and worked for Mum's family for a year and eventually came to a manager's job down here at Yeovil, and now we own our own farm. So, you know, it's all I've ever wanted to do. I absolutely love it. To me, I've never worked a day in my life. To me, it's playing in the biggest sandpit on earth. It's the greatest thing.
It's a beautiful story. And this one isn't a beautiful sauce.
It's not?
No, this one is a level up.
Those first 3 are pretty good.
They are good. They are good.
It's a shame to ruin it, isn't it? Cheers.
Cheers.
What are we looking at? Garlic Reaper sauce. Where's this one hail from?
That's from America.
Ooh. Hallelujah.
It's a bit of a builder, this one. Keep climbing.
Got some body. Oh, she burns all the way to the back too, doesn't it? Oh yeah. That's warming the soul now. I can feel that in the bottom of the pit.
Okay.
Oh, holy smokes, yep.
Well, having, your whole life out in the bush, I'm sure there's some great memories out there. What's a story that you keep retelling Sad, romantic. Hit me.
I thought about this, it's hard, you know. I'm not real good at telling romantic stories, but I can remember my 18th birthday very well. I was jackarooing for Mum's family at Winaring. We had to muster this paddock called Hell's Corner on Nangunya was the name of the property. It was 10,000 acres of heavy mulga country, so you'd be familiar with mulga.
Yeah.
It was wall-to-wall mulga. I think it had about 1,000 weathers in it. We kicked off early with a gyro in the air, and we had 3 wind changes through the day. And one thing about that country, as you'd know, you don't fight the wind, but we set off with good intentions, and the sheep took us in 360 degrees. And by the end of the day, by dark, we had the sheep right at the far end of the paddock to where we wanted to take them, and then we set off to drive them home. And I can remember not getting home to 1 o'clock in the morning with these sheep, and dust, covered in dust. There was supposed to be a party for me that night. There was no party, and that was just the day, and you got up and got on with it. But I still remember that, my 18th birthday. There was no beers. she was dust and bloody sore bum, and that was all we had. So
what time did you get up to work the next day?
Same time as we always got up. When the sun come up, you know, that was what it was. So
let's hope we see the sun come up after this next chop. This is the bomb.
So this one's getting hotter, is it?
Yeah, yeah. This is a doozy. It's going to be fun.
That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot.
And it just doesn't stop.
Jesus, that is hot. That is intense.
Okay, back on to beef. What is so special about Speckle Park beef? How does it differ from the other breeds?
Well, I've eaten beef all my life, and I suppose it's only been probably the last few years you've been able to identify a breed, you've been able to buy branded beef. So, you know, I've eaten a lot of Angus, eaten a lot of Wagyu, and when we first got into these cattle, we started to eat them, and I was like, these bloody things are different. And when we first went to Canada and researched the breeds, we were told that the meat was different, and I called bullshit on it, because that, to me, once you pull the hide off them, they're all the same. That's what I thought. But there was something quite unique about it, and the more we ate, the more fascinated I got. And that was the impetus to do the research, meat research on the meat quality of Speckle Park. And what it's shown is it's extremely high in omega-3, and it has a low fat melting. And so, you know, when you cook it, it's a lot harder to stuff up. So if you overcook it, it still carries the moisture. It really flavours the meat, it's very tender, and it's got a very low cost of production to produce. You don't need to feed it for, you know, 300-400 days like a lot of programs now. It's, you know, feed it for 60-80 days. Great eating quality, early maturing, high yielding, great fat quality, very tasty. Yeah, so it's quite different.
And what is the ultimate goal that you're trying to achieve with Speckle Park beef?
Well, I'd like to see that people can go into restaurants and eat meat and know that it's Speckle Park and identify it as that. Because presently there's a lot of meat that goes through, you know, it could be Coles, Woolworths. You know, you get a great piece of steak, you don't know what it is, but it's not branded, and I'd love to see it branded and identified as what it is. That's got some zing, hey? I might keep my answers a bit short so I can wash a bit of this pain down.
Okay, well look.
Oh, Christ, I'm hot.
There's only one more to do. And I reckon it's not going to be as hot as that one.
I think talking makes it harder.
Oh. You're doing a bloody tremendous job though. Well look mate, you have accomplished Chops du Jour. Tell me about what is in the future other than your 7th annual sale tomorrow. Hopefully that all goes well. What's in store for the future for JAD?
Look, I think for us it's more about proving the commercial reality of Speckle Park and getting people to realise what a good thing they are. You know, it's still a relatively new breed. We're not finished. There's a lot of work to be done to get them more relevant for our conditions out here. But yeah, I mean, I'm really passionate about that. I want to see it on menus, and you know, to me, they're the greatest thing in breeds that have come into this country for many, many years, and they're really relevant going into the future. So it's more R&D, breeding a better animal, just doing what we love doing, breeding good beef cattle for the beef industry. That's what we're all about. So thanks very much for the opportunity, Penny, but I don't know whether I'd line up again. Holy shit, that last one I think was the hottest of the lot. Or she's just compounding, but holy smokes, I'm hot.
I can't feel my tongue. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Mim Jack, for those beautiful chops. They were sensational. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching it on Instagram, throw in a like and follow. And yeah, well done, mate. You did a terrific job. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
That was intense. Oh, fuck me!
Oh my God.